is.
Yes.
Yes, and you hear that voice in the back, that beautiful, sexy, gorgeous voice belongs to an amazing, wonderful woman that I met several years ago. She is a model, she is an actress, oh, I could list all her credits, but instead of that, I'm just going to introduce Tatiana Lee. Tatiana. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, and I've said this before, but this, in the time that we're in, this keeps me sane.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a people person, and I need to connect one way or the other, and this is the way we got to do it right now. So.
Yes, it has been to me very a way to connect the best way we can right now. So these like you have been like my lifeline.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're on fire. You're you're just you're all over the place. Well, let's start. I mean, you got to Los Angeles how many years ago?
I moved to Los Angeles in 2011, so that was roughly about 9 or 10 years ago.
Right.
And then I've been working in the industry for about maybe 5 years now.
Okay.
So yeah,
But
half
now,
of that.
half of that. So what changed your mind to say I'm going to go in the industry, or did you always want to, but you just?
I always wanted to, I just didn't know how I was going to do it or kind of where my path, where was my way in. When I moved to LA, it was so challenging. First, I had to build up confidence in believing that it was something I could pursue and something that I would succeed in. Um, and then from there, it was finding, I guess, the opportunities.
Right.
And, being a person with a disability, that's very hard, especially being a wheelchair user like myself. I have spina bifida, and getting into places aren't wheelchair accessible. So, and everyone knows that in entertainment, it's about who you know. It's not about always what you know. So you can have all the training in the world, but if you don't know the right people to talk to and the right people to connect with, you're not gonna really get too far. And so I couldn't get indoors, and I started writing about it. And because I was like, someone needs to know that I'm trying to get in through these doors
Yeah.
and I literally cannot get in.
Yeah.
And from there, it led to not only that, but starting to find a community. And actually, when I was Googling and looking for things to participate in and trying to find the disability community within LA, and like actors with disabilities, I would Google like actors with disabilities, performers with disabilities, things like that. And actually, the first thing that I found was Meet the Biz and Performing Arts Studio West.
Oh, I love it. Wow.
So that was like one of the first things I saw. And I saw all these people with disabilities, different disabilities from all walks of life, taking an acting class around you. So then trying to find more of that and reach out to people on social media and things like that. And I would just start coming out to stuff. And I came to Meet the Biz, and at Performing Arts Studio West, I would go and hang out at other different places. People were having events, like Angela Rockwood. She would have events for the beauty community, and I would just go, and I just wanted to connect with people that had the same passions as myself. And I found that. But in the midst of all that, I continued to go on auditions. And then that was when I was submitting myself for different projects and stuff, and just putting myself out there. And then around that time, I had also at the Abilities Expo, that was another place that I really found, wanted to go and submerge and meet people. And, because of my disability, I've had to be outgoing. I grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, and I was one of the only people in my whole town that had a disability, especially a woman of color with a disability. And so I had to be outgoing.
Now, was it hard to be outgoing for you, or did you just go, here I am? Or was it like, breaking down the wall?
I think I was always outgoing. I think that's my natural inclination, but then I also have this part of me that is very introverted,
Mm.
where I like being home and just being by myself and watching a movie, but then part of me still wants to be outgoing, so I think I jump back and forth.
Right.
But I feel in certain situations I had to be more outgoing for people to understand me and want to play with me and like me as a kid. I think I had that feeling of, because you had people looking at you strange, or not, looking at you like you're just something foreign. And so from there, I, would go out and just meet people. And I had ran and met Gail and met her, and I was sending her emails wanting
Gail
her to work
Williamson.
with Gail Williamson, yes, at KMR.
Gail,
And
Gail doesn't need a last name anymore. She's sort of like
no,
Cher, Madonna, Gail.
Gail, yes. And I had met her at the Abilities Expo, and I said, I want to act, I want to model, and all that stuff. And then she said, well, work on getting stuff. And then, are you taking classes? And then that was around the time I had went to a Meet the Biz class. So she says, well, good, you're doing that. And then she says, start finding things to get in. And so I continued to kept submitting myself for stuff. And then I finally got an audition for a commercial, and I ended up booking it on my own. And from there, she agreed to sign with me after that.
Right.
So I had booked a commercial and an ad campaign for Apple, and that was like my very first paid campaign job. So I got to do a commercial and a modeling project. It was a two-parter. And I was so excited about that. And it was kind of just a way of knowing that a lot of the avenues and stuff that I was doing was finally starting to pay off in some way. And so I knew that this path was destined for me to go on. So
yeah. Now, had you done this before moving to LA? Did you do any of the acting or modeling?
I would watch stuff. My mom would take me to Broadway shows, and I would watch stuff on TV, and I loved watching movies and things like that. But I hadn't really taken any classes or anything like that. I actually, when I was in school, because of my disability, I was told I couldn't participate in, anything that had to do with drama activities.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I was told it was too much for me and that I had to just focus on just my academics. It was too overwhelming for me, and that I needed to just focus on academics. So I wasn't even allowed as a person with a disability to participate in drama activities.
No,
Yeah.
that goes beyond my mind. That baffles me.
Yeah. So as a kid, I wanted to participate in things like that, but I literally did not have access to that.
Yeah.
But
where was this again?
In Pennsylvania. It's a small rural town in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So, but one of the things that I did love to do, my mom bought me a camera, a Polaroid camera, and I would organize photo shoots in my front yard. So I used to express myself in that way. I used to love just doing photo shoots in my front yard and stuff like that. And that's what made me really love modeling and stuff. So that happened. And so, yeah, and that's where kind of my passion grew from there. But I always knew it was something I wanted to do, and I just had to find my way to it. It led me here.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at your website today, and I had seen some of these pictures before, but you are stunning. I mean, I loved. Well, was it Pure Beauty? Is that?
Oh no, it was called Perfect Figure. Yeah.
Was that the one with all the models in their underwear?
Yes. Yeah, the lingerie campaign. Yeah, that was fun. I was contacted by a brand, and they said, we want to show that our lingerie is for every woman. And
Yeah.
when I Googled it, you didn't find anyone with a disability that looked attractive in their underwear. And I said, women with disabilities wear underwear too. And it's like we want to feel comfortable in our bodies. And for me, that's what it was about. It was about making other women with disabilities feel comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah.
And that was important to me. So I had to brave that one to do that, but it had an amazing impact. So I'm very proud of it.
Well, you should be, because that was it's a beautiful, I mean, your photos are beautiful, and what you're doing and getting out there. I love how you just, you say, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and you go. You don't even say it. You just do it. I've noticed that with you. Boom, boom, she's here. And I remember, and you have the accessiblehollywood.com. So you still have that going.
Yes. Yep. I still have that. I haven't written any articles lately. I've transferred a lot of stuff into my job. I work for Respectability as a Hollywood inclusionist.
Yes.
And
now,
so,
how did that come about? Because, I mean, you're the spokesperson now. It's like Tatiana Lee at Respectability. I mean, from one thing to the other to the, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I need to focus my energy, but I'm just so passionate about representing our community in the entertainment industry. Is so important. People with disabilities, we make up 20% of the population, but we only make up a little more than 2% of what you see in mass media. And that's nothing close to what society really reflects. And I see how society at large treats us and how they value us. And I feel like media is the way to impact that. And so that's important to me to shift that message. So I started Accessible Hollywood because I wanted to share my journey of what it was like being an actress and a model in Hollywood, and advocating for that. And I got to do great speaking engagements on behalf of SAG-AFTRA, LA Film Festival, and so many others. But then going along on my advocacy journey, I was approached by Respectability, which I had been volunteering for them, helping them with a lot of different projects. They do a lot of work around consulting the film and entertainment industry on film and television. And I kind of had the knowledge to be able to help them in a lot of their work. And so I was offered a position to work with them on a lot of this stuff. And so basically, essentially what I do is train studio executives so that they understand disability a little bit better. And if someone wants to work on a project that includes people with disabilities, I kind of go through what they're doing and in regards to disability, and kind of just, kind of guide them through, this is something that the disability community would be proud of or wouldn't be proud of, depending on what that is, or what we're brought in for. And so I get to do a lot of that work. And then since I, already love doing speakings and as an actor and a model and a spokesperson, I'm naturally great at speaking, I guess. So I end up just getting put front and center on a lot of stuff.
Well, and what's so wonderful about it too is you're so loving and inviting that people want to they want to listen to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, it's so true. I mean, last week I was blessed, and thank you, Respectability, and thank you, Tatiana, for inviting me and allowing me to come on your, what is it? Is it a weekly show that you're doing now, or?
Yeah, we've been doing them weekly. So since COVID, we've been really shifting our focus. How can we take stuff online, and how can we support the community? And so we were thinking, what do people need? So one of the things we started realizing is that people with disabilities aren't able to access food if you're on SNAP. And so one of the things that we're working on is through policy is making sure that food delivery can now take Snap. And so that's one of the things we're working on. But then we were also thinking about what can we do to keep the community busy? What can we do to help them continue to keep learning? And so with our Hollywood entertainment focus that we always do, which is my job, I had to think about what is the best way to keep the Hollywood and disability community kind of still being hopeful to what's to come in Hollywood. And so we set up these series of events to learn from our experts in the community. And so you and Diana were so gracious to come on and talk about what it means to be casting directors and what it means to coach someone and teach acting and stuff like that. So thank you, both of you and Diana, for coming on. It was so fun.
I had a blast, and I always love doing stuff with Diana. I mean, we work together at Performing Arts Studio West as acting coaches and teachers, and it's just, I've known her for years, and she's, I use this word, and I don't use it lightly, but I lately have been saying, because it's the word blessing. I mean, the friendships that we have now are so important during this time, and this is, as I said before, this is extended family for me.
Yes, I actually met Diana at Performing Arts Studio West, and she, I can say, is one of my closest friends. Her and I, we check in at least once a week, and I consider her a close friend. And I was like, it would have never happened. And I, if it wasn't for, meeting her there. So she's just amazing. I really enjoyed our conversation and just doing this with you now. And
yeah,
I love it. Like you said, it's what keeps us going.
Well, and thank you for that. That touched me because, sometimes you just do your thing, like the Meet the Biz, and again, the meeting the biz is not just meeting, it's working, it's getting to know people, and it's everybody, ability, disability, and this and that. And as I say, the people who you think don't have the disability have the, you never know. But it makes me feel good that there's this place that everybody can come to and connect and join the family.
Yes, I agree. And I'm just glad that everyone is kind of chipping in and doing their part to either help the community in some way, whether it's get through this, stay busy, make sure they have access to the care they need, and so that they can stay inside and stay safe and still eat healthy. I just love everything that everyone is doing to just join forces around the community.
Yeah, and I have a list here that I'm looking at because there's so much that you do and have done. And you said earlier, well, I don't focus. Well, I think you are focused, because when you're in your mode, you can do this, and then it's like, okay, I've done that. Now I'm doing this, and now I could go back to this. But it's great that you can do it. You can juggle it. I mean, two other things. I mean, Disability Film Challenge. Didn't you win?
Yes, I did.
And Media Access Awards. Didn't you win?
Yes. So I did the film challenge. I jumped in on a film project with a friend. And we won the film challenge, which was a shock. We were not expecting that, which was so cool. It actually got one of the most views out of all the films. And then from there, yes, the following year, I ended up winning Media Access Awards, the Christopher Reeve Scholarship, which was an honor. And just, it's just been an awesome journey that I've been on, and the way the community has wrapped their arms around me and supported me, and really, so it's my honor to do the work that I do, advocating for us and to really represent us when I go and do certain things with my job at Respectability. And I just love it. I have fun. And I also appreciate the fact that I can do this advocacy work and still have time to do auditions and take acting classes. And, you know, all those things, which, you know, my Christopher Reeve Scholarship has afforded me the opportunity to be able to take acting classes. And then actually I'm taking an acting class online right now with your friend Laura Gardner.
I love that woman. Oh
She's
my God.
awesome. She's
Isn't she great?
awesome.
She's one of the best out there.
So I'm now taking an online acting class with her and just able to work on my craft, and that I can still take the time to work on the work that I'm doing at Respectability. And it's so important and needed. And I just love it, and I'm having fun. And it is my honor to be able to do everything that I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking that a lot of times I'm chatting with everybody, and I take away from really, if they had something they really wanted to tell the students out here at Meet the Biz and Performing Arts Studio West and the YouTube world, because this is on YouTube. So I'm gonna, leave you be for a couple minutes, and just when you're ready, just holler back, and I'm here. Let me see. I'm still.
Or just whatever I want to say.
Whatever you want to say. You could talk about getting your toenails done, which I'm going to do after we get out of this.
Right? I am too.
Oh my God. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
That's me, and that's Tatiana Lee.
Yay! Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, David, for having me here. I just want to say to everyone, be safe, be well, stay close to your very, very close loved ones that you are home with, and use these videos to really just dive in, take yourself away from everything that's going on, and learn something new, laugh, cry, have fun, and just be kind to one another. We are going through different times, and it is really important for us to just stay focused and to just try to stay in the moment and enjoy every one of those moments. And I don't know, we will get through this, and we will be together again, and we will be able to hug together and be in the same room together. And in the meantime, just, find the things that bring you joy, whether it's a good book or cooking something new or spending time with the people that are next to you and watching some cool videos or listening to music or audio on tape. But find those little things that bring you joy. And yeah, we'll be together again.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm just like, I was sitting there mesmerized by what you were saying.
I just wanted to say something loving and reassuring.
Yeah.
I feel like we all need that shit. Shoot, I need that.
No, don't worry. We swear on this show once in a while. Yeah. Loving, and that's what you are.
I have to project what I want thrown back at me. So
that's so manifestation of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I want love thrown back on my face. So
I'm gonna hug you right now. I am so in needing of a hug. I don't know where my teddy bear is. But oh my God. I could go on talking with you because it's such a joy, and we have to do like a potluck.
I know. We do. Okay, we have to do that.
Potluck.
Everybody bring their dish.
I know. One last thing I did have to bring up. Did you interview Tim?
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Actually, that was one thing. Tim Cook.
Yeah, Tim Cook from Apple.
Yes, I did. After I did the ad campaign and the commercial, the following year I was invited back to actually spend time on Apple's campus. And I got to be on a panel with other people that advocate for accessibility, who are two awesome people, James Rath, who is a blind YouTuber, and Ricky Kaufman, who is a deaf YouTuber. And we got to talk to Apple employees because they make cool gadgets and they don't realize how much it benefits people with disabilities in their everyday life. So we got to basically just have an open conversation of how we use Apple products. And it was so cool. We spent 3 days on campus and it was cool. And one of the days we woke up and the people that were like in charge of, you know, our itinerary and everything going on, like our guides, had said to us, "Oh yeah, after breakfast, Tim Cook wants to meet you guys." And we were like, "What?" And the next thing you know, we're setting up video and they're like, "You can record it." So we were like, "What?" And so I ended up doing this whole session of sitting down with him and recording it on my iPhone, and him and I just talking and having coffee. And we got to talk about accessibility, talking about how he, you know, values the opinions of people with disabilities. We talked about representation in media. It was so cool, and probably one of the highlights of my career, of getting to interview one of the most influential people in the world.
Yeah.
He does so much. Actually, he's one of the people that is consulting our governor, Gavin Newsom, on how to safely and open, you know, everything here in California, and how to go about helping Californians with and everything like that. So to be able to meet him and talk with him and know that he knows me and he's a fan of my work is kind of cool.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I was, you know, I could see you like as a host on Good Morning America, or
Thank you.
or The View, you know.
I would love that. And you know, they don't have anybody on any of those shows with a visible disability. I think that message is very important.
It's time, baby.
Yes, let's do it.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody, what is your website again?
So you can find me at accessiblehollywood.com, and you can follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at MSTATILEE. And if you want to find out information about COVID and disability, you can check out respectability.org.
Lovely. Thank you. Everybody check that out. Check out Tatiana Lee.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you.
All right.